Good morning, and we're in chapter 27 today, and we're just going to get into it. This is Rebecca and Jacob, uh, mother and son, and we'll just see how Jacob handles getting blessings at this time. We already saw that he got the birthright. But now let's see what happens to receive the blessing from Jacob, and what happens there. And it came to pass that when Jacob was old, and his eyes were dim, he could not see, and he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. Again, I emphasize the times when people say, Here am I, here I am, here I am before you. And a lot of times it's before the Lord, or before somebody who is, in this sense, the father figure. I think that is just why did Jacob pretend to be Esau? Rebecca had learned by revelation, this, it always gives away early, doesn't it? That Jacob would be blessed above Esau. It is possible that the actions of Rebekah and Jacob recorded in Genesis 27 were overzealous, imperfect attempts to help Jacob receive blessings the Lord had already promised to give him. This account may also be lacking details that could help us more clearly understand the actions and intentions of Rebekah and Jacob. After Isaac learned that he had unknowingly bestowed the blessing upon Jacob, he could have revoked the blessing and bestowed it upon Esau. However, he chose not to. Isaac thus confirmed that the blessing was given to the person the Lord intended. I think this is important while we're reading this, right at the start, that whatever the account, there's a few accounts that we're going to read the next few days that really make it difficult to understand, well, why are they doing this? But remember, we're looking back in time over thousands of years, and also we're looking at what was written, not what was happening at the moment, in a sense. If you looked at some of my journal entries and things I've written, you won't get a lot of what I've been doing every single day, and some of the things you'll get is like my reaction to something that I hadn't said anything about. So I do believe that there's a lot more to this, but also it's important to point out, like they said, the blessing that Jacob gives to Isaac is not revoked, and Esau does still get a blessing in the end. He said, Now behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now, therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver and thy bow, and go out in the field, and take me some venison, and make me a savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. I think what they're trying to say in here, not just, oh, go and make me something to eat. I've eaten quite a lot before. He's saying, I'm taking the time. I want to give you a special Father's blessing, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to have something to eat. I'm going to do something to give me that spiritual boost and that boost that I need. I don't think it's like, oh, well, I need to eat before I do anything. I think he's preparing himself and preparing Esau for the blessing. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to his son Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I have heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me a savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command thee. Go to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids and of goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said unto Rebekah, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. And my father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. So they kind of know what they're doing here, that they are being deceitful. And it's interesting, like it said in the beginning, that although we don't know everything, it does seem that they're trying to say, well, he is the rightful heir. He should be having a blessing. Rightful heir after Esau gave it up, that is. He should be having a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go and fetch me them. So she's saying, well, you know what? If everything goes wrong, it'll be my fault, not yours. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and the mother made savory meat, which his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment from her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And he put the skins of the kids' goats, of the kids of the goats, skins of the kids of the goats, upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck, where Esau had hair. And when I think how hairy goats are and things, and how their hair feels, I'm thinking, wow, that's quite a lot of hair. And he gave the savory meat and bread, which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou hast badest me. Arise, I pray thee, and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went. See, he's not totally buying this, is he? And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice. He didn't disguise his voice very well, did he? But the hands are the hands of Esau. Oh, very hairy. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. He knew that Jacob had really smooth hands, and it full of them there. And he said, Art thou my son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And the father said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelt the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. And then we get this blessing. Wherefore God give thee the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and the plenty of corn and wine, that the people serve thee, and the nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. We could go deep into these things, but think about some of the things they say. Even though it says, let thy sons bow down to thee, thy mother's sons, it also is talking about if you're going to be righteous, those that curse you should be cursed, and those that bless you should be blessed. And also that gives them an opportunity that if in our lives, if we live righteously, those that bless us will be blessed. And I think that's an important part. I've seen it in my own life where people that I've served and people who have served me have received blessings from doing those things. And I think that's where that comes from. And it came to pass that as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, Jacob was yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac, that Esau his brother came in from hunting. And he also made a savory meat, and brought it to his father, and said unto his father, Let my father rise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I'm thy son, thy firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that taken venison and brought it to me? I have eaten all before thou comest, and have blessed him. Yet he shall be blessed, and he shall be blessed. So he's saying, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Then he goes, but he will be blessed, because I blessed him, and that's what the Lord wanted. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is he not rightly named Jacob, usurper? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. Remember the last chapter and this chapter. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now for thee, my son? So the blessing seems to be one that he's saying, well, I can't give you the same blessing. So maybe it'll have to be something else. I can't give you the simple. It's interesting. You can't just bless him with something. It's got to come from the heart. And Esau said to his father, "Hast thou not but one blessing? My father blessed me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from thy neck." So he has a blessing, but it's an interesting blessing. And remember what we said, he can bless those that bless thee. If he does that, he can. And interesting how he can break the yoke from his neck. When he's will have dominion, or as he builds up and becomes stronger. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, "The days of mourning of my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob." Notice how he acts. He's looking like, well, that blessing should have been mine. And he is being very like these blessings are something to grasp, not something to obtain through the way that he acts and things. He's not taking responsibility for his actions. Not yesterday when he lost his birthright. Not today when he's loses his blessing. He doesn't see his responsibility in this. And these words of Esau, her eldest son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, "Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise, flee thou to Laban my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days." I like that, a few days, "until thy brother's fury turns away, until thy brother's anger turned away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him, and I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day?" And Rebekah said unto Isaac, "I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do to me?" And so much like mothers I know, Rebecca is just like, my children are so important to me. What good is my life if they turn away from the things that are so important to us? And I think as we talked about this, I just think it is true that we start to look to our children and see how important we want their lives to be, and that they make good choices. Now, Isaac is already not Isaac, that Esau has already made some bad choices. She doesn't want Jacob to be that way. And also Look what she's doing. She's sending Jacob away to her brother, Laban, and she's given a good excuse. I don't want him to be around here because he'll do the same thing with the daughters of Heth. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning.